Looking forward to seeing Andrie Dascalu, 27-year-old, Romanian, based out of North London, and now hooked up with Alex and Sableo as well. This is just his second fight with them. Slight staccato career over the last sort of year and a half. He did incur a bit of an injury, broke a bone in his left hand during that victory back in September. So that meant that he missed an eliminator for the English title, and he's already won an area title. So that's where he's looking to get back into, and obviously hoping that the left hand is free and comfortable and good to punch with.
It's been frustrating for him, hasn't it? Because he got that area title back in, well, nearly 2 years ago, not far off 2 years ago, and he's just had 2 fights since. And I remember when Mikel Lawal was fighting Isaac Chamberlain, I was talking to Lawal's team, and he was boxing out Stonebridge, and they were telling me about Dascalu because that's where he was at the time, and you know, he was a man on the rise, and just nothing's really happened for him since. And as you say, he's moved gym now, and he needs to get some momentum back. He needs to get a good win here and then get back out again as quick as he can, because things have been slow, haven't they? Very slow the last couple of years.
But Long looks in good nick as well. Dascalu. He did get to the semis of the Haringey Box Cup, didn't he, about 7-8 years ago when he was boxing out of Stonebridge. So a bit of amateur pedigree to fall back on. Good, long, lean, taller fighter. Likes to press forward. And he'll be eager to really kickstart his boxing career in this new year. And of course with a new team as well. First out in the new year, first time they've been out for 5 or so months, so they'll have had plenty to work on in the intervening period and looking to show that off tonight.
Bit of a strobe effect there, briefly.
The lights flickered, yeah, the referee was saying we're fine, keep going. Dascalu was momentarily distracted by that.
Ramsden's kind of interesting too, though, when you look at his career, because the light's just flickering a little bit again there. Hopefully that's not going to be an ongoing problem, because he boxed out of the home corner when he turned pro, 1-3, drew 1, and then packed it in for 5 years, came back in the away corner. I'm guessing that ticket sales and stuff like that were hard work for him, and decided to come back and make a bit of money, and he's done pretty well, hasn't he? Got stopped by Red Johnson in his last fight. Johnson's a good, strong fighter from up Sheffield way, so I wonder whether Dascalu is looking to try and force things a bit here, or does he just want to get some rounds under his belt?
Indeed, love that long jab of his, Dascalu. And when you've got a fighter like Ramsden, who has been stopped a couple of times more recently, you want to maybe just plant a little seed of doubt there. But yeah, Andy's right. First fight for a few months, second fight for a new team. There'll be things they want to work on, and certainly Alex Leo in the corner. He'll probably want a good few rounds for his man in there tonight. Enjoyed the rugby yesterday, Andy?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it yesterday, I must admit.
Scotland were magnificent, let's just say.
I did check the score at one point, and it was 24-10 to Scotland, so I don't follow it as closely as I used to. I remember when I was a kid, I was glued to it. I've still got scarring from 1990, was it? The Grand Slam decider at Murrayfield.
Yes,
Tony
yes.
Stanger. Did he touch it down, Steedo? That's the question that
absolutely.
still remains.
Absolutely right. Here we are into round 2 of this one then. Back with the boxing.
It's interesting, though, because I was talking to an international rugby player when I was over in Ireland last September, Simon Debo, and I was saying that rugby union and boxing, they're not that similar, obviously, but they're two sports where the pain is coming, and you have to be conditioned to it. It's not an if, it's a when. It's something you just have to be ready for. It's part of it. Nothing's quite like boxing, but I think rugby in that regard is another sport where you have to just get used to that. You have to get used to it. You have to be able to take it.
What they put themselves through. Nice sort of double, triple right hand. He just kept coming with the right hand, almost little sort of almost jab stroke hooks there from Dascalu. And that just made things a little uncomfortable for Ramsden. Good upper body and head movement from Ramsden to navigate some potential tricky moments. So he's thinking about himself defensively. It's good the words got out on these top-tier shows. So many of these boxers, when they get the chance to come on, their hands straight up, and you all seem to know about the media days and the production value. So it's no doubt the word's getting out, the work that Johnny Clark and the team have been doing. Dascalu was more than happy to get involved when the shout came. Relatively late notice. Well, he wasn't training for a fight that would have taken place yesterday anyway, so he's had the same kind of time and preparation. Oh, nearly got through with an uppercut there. Ramsden managed to take most of that on the gloves.
You could see the impact though, couldn't you? It was pretty shuddering. Good short right hand there too.
Beautiful short right hand. Picked that perfectly, Dascalu.
And the corner just beckoning him in really to try and take it to Ramsden a bit here in the final 30 seconds of the round.
Not wasting too much, is he? Very efficient, Dascalu. What I'd seen of him before, sometimes maybe just cramping his own space, a little too eager to close the gap, but he's quite switched on tonight. He's just making things a bit more uncomfortable for Ramsden. Again, looking for that right uppercut. Again, Ramsden managing to negotiate it defensively with a high guard. More difficult round that for Ramsden. Some good stuff in there.
I think it's there, that uppercut though, isn't it? Because one thing you notice about Ramsden, I was going to pick up on it earlier in that round, is that he does tuck in well, and then he plants those forearms to the rib cage. The points of those elbows are pretty much lined up the top of his belt, and then he gets those gloves up by the side of his face as best he can, but there is still a bit of a target peeking out there, and he does tend to bend over, dip over at the waist a bit, so I could see why he's gone for that, Dascalu. And it was that short right hand just above us as well, which was probably the most damaging punch of the round, I would say.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Into round 3 then, with a couple of rounds under his belt. Interesting to see now if Dascalu is going to start to try and go through the gears. I think we've seen just enough increasing menace from him. And a right hand getting through from Dascalu.
That was a good right hand as well.
Big long right hand, wasn't it? He's got the range. I think he's starting to feel it as well, Dascalu. I think he's just starting to just feel it and sense it, get a bit of rhythm. And reacting to that. There's the right hand again. He followed it up with a nice short left hook, and no surprise that Ramsden's trying to move his feet here, trying to get away from these dangerous moments.
He throws that right well, doesn't he? Because Ramsden was moving off to his right to Dascalu's left, and he made the adjustment really quickly. It's a kind of raking punch and caught him as he was mid-exit, and I think he's finding it quite hard here, Ramsden, to stay away from Dascalu. He cuts off the ring pretty well, doesn't he?
I think you're right, Andy. It's quite a reactive shot, that right hand, isn't it? It's not... He's having to change the angle of it according to where his opponent is, as opposed to just sort of setting it up normally. So it's quite instinctive. Ramsden doing well, sort of getting close, leaning in. And now trying to throw.
landed a left hand there. Ramsden, which is ideal for him really, because he needs to give Dascalu something to think about, maybe put a little bit of doubt in his mind, because he's getting hunted down in this round, a minute to go.
And I suppose also as we head into the final round of this, final minute, sorry, this third round, just missing with a long right hand again, but he shortened it, got him with the second one. But I suppose when you settle into the roles that the sort of Tom Ramsdens of this world settle into, so sometimes it's easy to forget the offensive part of your game. A couple of chopping shots there from Dascalu.
This is good work from Dascalu. He's not blowing a gasket here by any stretch, but he's put Ramsden under some really good concerted pressure in this round. Just let it hit him to the body, then looked to try and chop down the right hand. The left hand came up as well, and you could just see by the look on Ramsden's face that when he gets landed on here, even if it's not completely clean, there's a bit of snap in those hands, isn't there?
Just turning up the heat, just increasing the pressure. Yeah, it's another good round, that. A bit more pressure there from Dascalu. Now, I think the story of the fight is one way or another, and it's been the right hand, the long right hand or the improvised shorter right hand.
Yeah, I think so. Just looking at Ramsden up in the corner there, he's a bit marked up around the eyes, just around the bridge of the nose, just making sure he's getting that breath in. This is going to be hard for him, I think, to get through the second half of this fight. If Dascalu just continues to keep doing what he's doing, really, but maybe just ratchet things up slightly, this is going to be a long 9 minutes.
He's got those high cheekbones, Ramsden. I think so. Partly when you've got the gloves so high, sometimes it can be just the impact from shots against the glove. But he's got those high cheekbones too, and it's just a possibility those swellings could turn into something a little more.
Just creeping in here, Dascalu, isn't he?
Yeah, there's a bit of pressure with the feet, and that long jab of his, quite painful too.
Nice start to the round, just again looking to establish that jab and then put the right hand on the back of it.
And forcing Ramsden to fight there, came back with a right hand of his own. Of course, Ramsden wants to tick down the minutes, tick down the rounds. He wants to get paid again and get out as soon as he can. He was stopped in, or pulled out back in December, last time he fought. And he mentioned that defeat to Red Johnson, so, but for that, he obviously would have been out, and maybe again in December, or certainly January and February.
Red Johnson and Dascalu are not at dissimilar stages really, because they're both ambitious. They both feel they can go a long way in the sport. They're both really itching for a big opportunity. And in his mid-late 30s now, Ramsden, those are quite difficult opponents to take on, because they're getting in there with you feeling like they want to really prove something and do you some damage.
Yeah, again, the reactive right hand, those little skirmishes, has been the shot for Dascalu.
I think he's boxing to order here, though, Dascalu. He's nice and measured, isn't he? He's disciplined, he's throwing plenty, but he's not going crazy. I wonder whether they do want the 6 rounds, or whether in the last couple of rounds they'll let him off the leash a bit. I feel like they probably will, because there is potentially a stoppage here for him, I think.
Yeah.
Not that he's looked hurt at any point, Ramsden, because he hasn't really, has he? But I just think almost volume, and again he gets caught on the way out by that right hand. A little bit of a blink as he steps over towards us.
I think Ramsden's managed this round quite well from a sort of defensive, buying time capacity. He's clinched, he's moved. I think he's managed to diffuse some of the intensity that was coming his way. I think he's managed that quite well to buy himself another round.
It'd be good though, wouldn't it, to see Dascalu just put his foot on the gas in this 5th or 6th, because he's got loads left, hasn't he?
Think so. Think so.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Tom Ramsden will be hoping for another pretty much round repeat. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if
Round 5.
the corner of Dascalu are going to let him push and press now. Oh, tremendous double jab. And there you saw, oh, that's a lovely chopping right hand. He's got through with a couple of right hands back to back.
That's good though from Ramsden, isn't it? Good upper body movement there. He looked nice and sharp. You can see that he's just making that conscious effort to put that bit of snap, that bit of vitality into his own defensive work really there. And Dascalu threw a few punches and none of them really got through clean.
A little retaliation there from Ramsden as well, but I think he has come out this round, Dascalu. He's trying to push it. A couple of solid jabs to lead off. Ramsden just kind of busy enough one way or another, isn't he, to keep Dascalu occupied or to keep him at bay. And again, Ramsden ducks, dives, moves in with his feet, clinches, buys himself some time. He's doing all the things he should do, all the little tricks, just to navigate these choppy waters. Exactly what the old pros should be doing it against the young prospect.
He's having a good round here, isn't he, Ramsden? I'm not saying he's winning the round, but he's having a good round in the way that he's going about it. And we talked about it in an earlier fight, and halfway I thought this is going to get hard for him in the second half. 4th round, Dascalu again went about his business, didn't go crazy. This 5th round, last but one, Ramsden's come out with some real energy, because you get through this, then all of a sudden you're 3 minutes away and it's pretty much over. And does the other guy think to himself, well, it's not going to be my night for a stoppage, never mind, let's just box out the round, and then you're home then, aren't you? And it's all of that goes into the art really of being an away corner fighter. And that's a good round. That's a good round from Ramsden. Good experience round.
Yeah, diffused the situation really well there, Ramsden, particularly after the start that Dascalu had. He had those 2 really heavy jabs in the first seconds of that round, and I thought Ramsden could be in a bit of bother, but you know, part of his job is to survive. Part of it is to force the prospect, the opponent, to put him under pressure, to find the angles, to create openings, to land the punches, and he essentially stopped Dascalu from doing it in that round. That's his job.
He didn't. It's just really interesting looking at him in the corner as well. We were just looking at him on screen, and now they've gone across to Dascalu. But after 3 rounds, I wouldn't say he was slumped on his stool, but he was blowing a bit. He wasn't super responsive. His back wasn't quite as straight. And that's what made me feel like this is going to get hard for him. 3 minutes to go. As I say, you can see the finish line. His spine's straighter. He's listening more. It's just a different picture.
So, more of the same for Tom Ramsden. And what can Andrie Dascalu do to take him out of that particular defensive rhythm? And actually not really been able to see the right hand the last couple of rounds from Dascalu, which was really the story of the first 3. Constant sort of twitch and movement and energy from Ramsden, isn't there?
Just dipping low at the waist there makes him a difficult target to find. A bit of swelling, a bit of puffiness underneath that right eye, but he's got just under 2 minutes to go now. There's no massive urgency from Dascalu. He seems totally happy, I think, to get this 6 rounds under his belt. I wouldn't say he's done anything wrong in the second half. He hasn't rushed things particularly or crowded himself in desperation at trying to get a stoppage or anything like that. He's gone about his business.
I think it's great credit to Ramsden, the way he's managed just to nullify some of the attacks. And this is perfect for Ramsden. He's just eating up the clock. That's the equivalent of 1-0 up, footballer taking the ball to the corner flag and playing keepy-uppy.
Got caught with a sharp right hand there, though, just as he was dipping low at the waist. Dascalu managed to take his feet outside and found a bit of room and landed one on him around the back of the guard.
Oh, there's the uppercut from Dascalu. 30 or so seconds to go.
That was a good overhand right there from Ramsden.
Yeah, it's great. It's great credit to him. And although the more bloodthirsty among us might have wanted the sort of big stoppage from round 3 onwards, which looked like it might have been in the post. This is a guy fighting for his living, looking to put food on the table. He wants to survive. He wants to see this out. He doesn't want to get stopped. And that pride and also change in tactics in terms of the performance has allowed Tom Ramsden to do exactly that. So fair play to him. And as for Dascalu, well, first fight in many months, second fight with a new team. He probably gets much needed rounds in the bank. All smiles in the Ramsden corner. They're absolutely delighted with him. Well, they might be. And Dascalu happy to get out, get paid, more importantly, and move on.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the referee's scorecard. Referee Kieran McCann scores the bout 60-54. And your winner, still undefeated, Andrie "The Bout" Dascalu.